Is China in a power crisis? Is the Three Gorges Dam related to a small percentage of China's power grid drying up? All will be revealed and more today. Let's do it. Now, why would I say the Three Gorges Dam, first of all, is drying up? Well, take a look at this graph. You can see throughout the years it goes up and down, but you can see last year on the right hand side of the graph, or the graph, however you'd like to call it, that it's like 50% less. Now, there is water in the Three Gorges Reservoir, the Three Gorges Dam, but it seems a lot less than it should be compared to what it was last year. So there was a drought in China in 2022, and they did have rolling blackouts, granted. And there are 21,000 large dams in China, 94,000 in total, but the large ones. And you can see from another graph here that the hydropower consists of 19%, and the nuclear power, is about 2%. But the main supply is coal, which is polluting and damaging and having a massive effect on climate control. I daily speak to people in China, and I would say, how is the weather? What about the pollution? And especially in November, December, and a little bit of January, the time, they would say, oh, so difficult to breathe. It has got better, but is this an energy crisis in China? Because the coal is still being used, and the hydropower seems to be getting less because less water, because of climate change, etc., etc. This is all food for thought, and if you want to see the levels, the latest levels of the Three Gorges, here it is on the next slide. Now, please note, this does come from the Ministry of Water Resources and Transparency with numbers in China, where we all know it. The inflow is 7,000 and the outflow is 6,400, and the level has stayed the same at 158.20. Let's go to the satellite image, and we can see on the next slide what it's like. This is at a 500-meter zoom, nothing really to report there. You can see that there's very little energy being produced on the left and right hand side of the spillway, because if it was producing more electricity, you would actually see with the satellite image some of the foam, some of the steam, some of the water coming out. There's no live stream still. I have reported this 2 weeks ago, but of course it feels like they're hiding something with the Three Gorges Dam, because they said ASAP, but I don't think 2 weeks ago is ASAP, and it's still blank like that. And that's the webcam image, and it's been like that near enough since March 29. I know I'm like a broken record. Let's take a small break for a moment or two, and what I want to show you in the actual break is some of the cranes that were needed to build the biggest, largest, tallest, most useless hydroelectric dam in the world, otherwise known as the Three Gorges Dam. So the question arises, why does China have an energy crisis? Well, first of all, the coal, it's low quality. They have got to burn more coal in order to produce electricity, for example, or energy, rather than getting it from Australia, which they used to do, but I'm not too sure if they're doing that now. The coal from Australia is of a higher quality. Aging dams. Dams are expensive, like an aging car. The older the car, the more maintenance. That's exactly the same with, you could say, the hydropower dams. Nuclear. They are trying to build a lot of nuclear power stations in China, but these do take time, and we hope and we also pray that these nuclear power stations are going to be safe. There was one a couple of years ago in the southeast of China that had a little bit of a meltdown. Of course, China denied the fact, and it's China's TOEFL building construction. We always think, when you think of nuclear power, you think of Chernobyl, and you think of the tsunami in Japan in 2011, where a nuclear power station, again, leaked a little bit, and the whole town there is full of radiation. China is going through this whole situation now with a population supposedly of 1.4 billion people, with 60% living in cities. The energy that's needed for that country is so big. The hydropower, because of the floods, is, I wouldn't even say it's 19% at the moment. So come summertime of 2022, when you did actually have the droughts there were roaming or rolling blackouts, for example, that one part of a city would be divided into 6, and twice a day you would be cut out for 2 hours, let's say 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening, which is just a pain in the backside. And if you were unlucky to have the power out in the afternoon, you would be sweating buckets in your area. Whew. That's all I got about the energy crisis and the Three Gorges Dam, but I do have some other things related to China, so do stay tuned. We're going to take a break for a couple of seconds. Maybe there'll be some advertising here, and we'll come back. Now, apart from the COVID crisis in China, let's go to Chongqing, and I can only show this picture because otherwise the powers to be wouldn't allow this video to go ahead. But workers clashed with police after the ZY Bio company suddenly announced that they would lay off some 10,000 employees. Sorry, I got a message at the same time. Not happy indeed with that one. And this is part of China's lies, and once again they're using CGI to say this is what trains are like in China. Wow, have a look at this lie. Now, if you do watch some of my other videos, I have been concentrating on things like Thailand, Cambodia, living, retiring, etc. More recently, China's has opened up its doors, and Chinese people can travel overseas now with relatively little difficulty. If they want to leave the country, they need a 48-hour pass, a COVID test before they go, and they need to show that before they get to the different country. They do this in check-in in Beijing, for example. But when they do get to places like Bangkok, or you could say Seoul or America, they would have to show proof of that as well, and there would be random tests. South Korea is gearing up to this. And finally, if you want to see the rudest, most impolite person in China, apart from Xi Jinping and the CPC, look at this guy on a bus. In Asia, feet are considered, you could say, relatively dirty. And with that, anything above the head is incredibly impolite. But look at this young kid on a bus in China. If you do want to support this channel, you can do by super thanks. You can hit the membership program by clicking join, and Patreon is available. But please do like, subscribe and share. I try to make about 2 videos a day, one related to China, Three Gorges Dam, energy, the CPC, the CCP, what's happening there, and also things in Southeast Asia related to living, which is quite a new show, which seems to be quite successful. Do check them out, and I will wish you a happy day wherever you are. God bless to all. Thank you and goodbye.